I was right. Or at least there's no proof that I was wrong, so... That's the same thing. Hey y'all, I'm AJ Reyes.
And I'm Timothy Dailey-Valdes. This is Can I Bother You? Welcome to the show. If you are enjoying the show, you should let us know. You know? So, feel free to find us on the socials. We are at Can I Bother You on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook, kind of. You can find us all those places and interact with us and, you know, we can hang out. Just like we're about to do right now.
Yeah.
Hello, AJ.
Hey, Tim. Timothy. Mixed company.
Today on Can I Bother You? A very special episode.
It is.
It's our 25th episode, AJ.
Happy 25th episode.
Happy 25th episode.
And happy 25th episode to you, listeners. Yay.
Yes. Yay. Thank you for sticking with us if you've been with us since the beginning. Thank you for joining us whenever you joined us.
Thank you. And we just got our first donation on Ko-fi. Thank you to Shannon.
Yes, thank you so much, Shannon.
That was so exciting, and we're very grateful to have your support. Shannon said some very nice words in a little message to us.
It was very thoughtful. I teared up a little, I'm not gonna lie.
Your feelings are valid. I don't believe in feelings, but yours are valid.
Well, thank you, AJ.
I am grateful, though. Grateful's not a feeling, right? It's like an action.
Sure.
Good answer. Good call. Timothy will live to see episode 26.
Hooray!
I can't believe this is episode 25.
25 episodes. You know, I don't think anybody thought we were going to get this far. But we did.
We did.
We're here.
We're here.
You're here.
You're here.
With us.
With us.
And that is pretty cool.
It is. And as a way to thank you for being here with us, we are doing a very special giveaway.
Woo!
Woo! Giveaway. Pew, pew, pew. Explosions, fireworks. Safely. If you're like afraid of fireworks, sorry, I should have warned you. But yeah, there will be more details in the post. It's an Instagram giveaway, so you can find the thorough details about everything there. But what are we giving them, Timothy?
We are giving away a new pair of headphones with which you can listen to our podcast, as well as your favorite music, your favorite other podcasts, movies. If you wanted to, you can listen to anything you want on them. I am not here to tell you how to live your life.
That's true.
We are also giving away, well, it's a package deal. I didn't want to make it sound like we're giving away separate things.
I got you. Good call. We don't want any confusion.
So we're giving away a bundle. That includes the headphones, a Barney coloring book, and a pack of crayons to go along with that. There's also a calendar full of nuns doing all manner of wacky things. There is a wind-up ghost toy. There is a sticker with our logo and the faces of yours truly.
Yeah. That's right, we have Can I Bother You merch. We're not selling it yet, but exclusive merch you can only get in this giveaway for now. Exclusive for now. Be the first to get a Can I Bother You sticker.
All of these fabulous prizes can be yours if you enter at Can I Bother You on Instagram. Well, you're not entering at Can I Bother You. Understand.
Well, you might have to enter it like in the search bar to like get to the at Can I Bother You Instagram page.
Yeah.
But then you'll enter the contest via the post. No, you nailed it. We will have all of the details about how you can enter, how many times you can enter, and just a little more words about how we love you and we're glad you're here. And in addition to all those lovely things Timothy just gave us, and I'm also giving it to you too, it's not just Timothy. Like, make sure you thank both of us. But anyway, in addition to those things, there might be a surprise or two. Timothy got so excited that he choked. Aren't you excited now? Isn't that just thrilling? I almost killed Timothy. He's so excited about these surprises.
So, enter today. No purchase necessary.
If you have a death wish. I'm kidding about that. We're not here to murder you. We would never. Maybe we should just get to the episode.
Giveaway not valid in Hawaii or Alaska. No, I don't know.
That's not true. Look for the details in the thing.
Yeah. Anywho, welcome to the 25th episode spectacular. Oh, God. How old am I?
I don't know. Are you okay?
Yeah,
All
when I gasped, it like got caught in my throat, and it's still sort of there. The surprises are just so surprising. Anyway, welcome to this retrospective. It's not really a retrospective of the show so much as it is a retrospective of our lives, which in a way the show has been.
Yeah, for a minute.
Today, we'll be looking back to when we were 25 years old, when we were younger and more naive. Well, I was anyway. And, you know, imparting wisdom to our younger selves, sort of, even though our younger selves can't hear us. But through the magic of radio, through the magic of podcastio, we'll venture into the past to learn more about ourselves in the present, and maybe to learn more about humanity.
Wow.
AJ, you're no longer 25.
That's rude. I wasn't ready to be attacked like that. I am not yet 25. I'm 22.
Oh yeah, how is this episode gonna work?
We'll find a way.
So AJ,
Life finds a way. That was a really good Jeff Goldblum impression.
it sounded like Jeff Goldblum doing a William Shatner impression.
Yeah, that's what it was.
So AJ, take us into the mind, the heart, the soul of 25-year-old AJ.
You were not even heavily implying, you were like flat out stating that 25-year-old AJ had a heart and a soul, and I will not stand for that sort of language in my presence. You will not talk about past/future me like that.
Future you?
I'm 22.
Oh, right.
Keep up. Keep up. Quit bad-mouthing future me and keep up.
How did I...
Timothy.
Where was the bad mouth?
Whatever. The point is, I was so busy being angry and indignant that I missed the question. Sounds like me in high school.
So we're actually talking about you after high school. We're talking about 25-year-old AJ.
Yes, we got that. What was your question?
What makes him tick?
Okay, yeah. You're like...
Who is he?
Right. Take us into the mind. Right, I got it. I'm back. I remember. 25-year-old AJ. Well, it depends on what part of the year, because as an AJ myself, I can tell you that AJ's birthday is in December, so he was actually 25 for almost all of whatever year that he may or may not have been 25. But he was 25 for that full year until the following December. So depending on what point of that year, in the first half of that year, he was probably pretty dark and cynical. He probably liked chocolate chip cookies and Dr. Pepper.
I don't even feel like I know this.
That was real good, Tim. That's a good one.
Thank you.
It's funny because present day AJ is pretty much like that. The difference, though, is that present day AJ is a little more self-aware. 25-year-old AJ was more self-aware than first time around 22-year-old AJ was. So with every year, I learn a little more about myself, and I see my flaws a little more clearly, and I heighten and embrace them. That's right. I'm just a grumpy old misogynistic racist who loves cookies. Oh, problematic. I forgot the word problematic. I'm going on the fact that I'm heightening everything.
Yeah.
Did you
No,
get it?
I get it.
Was it heavy-handed enough? Anyway, I was doing improv when I was 25. I started at I have a confession. I'm not 22.
I need to stop gasping.
We just passed my birthday episode a few episodes ago, and I can't remember if I said how old I actually turned. Do you remember, Timothy?
You did not.
I did not. Well, then no one really needs to know. The point is, you know what? Yeah, I don't need to get into this with you guys right now. This is more of like a 125th episode thing. Don't hold me to that. Once we've like really established our friendship with our listeners, you know, I feel like we're still just getting to know each other. Like, I mean, you've never even seen me with my bra off, y'all. So like, I don't wear a bra. I'm a cis male. Not that cis males can't wear bras, Timothy. Timothy.
I have no objection to anybody wearing whatever they want.
Great. Anyway, so how about you?
Wait.
No, okay, let me find my way back. So, yeah, when I was 24, I started doing improv, and so that carried over. I went a year straight at the Institution Theater. There are 6 levels, and I did each level back to back, so it took about a year. Just a little longer than a year. But anyway, the point is, so 25 was largely spent doing improv classes. That's the year that my first great niece was born. Presently, she's my only great niece, but she's my first great nibbling. There we go. So up until that point, it was very well established in my AJ character work, AJ development. Like, the writers had made it very clear that AJ the character hated children, and he was not afraid to say it. Present day AJ still not afraid to say it. But I don't think he means it quite as much as 25-year-old AJ did. Because once my niece told me she was pregnant, I was like, well, this will be interesting. And then I was like, oh, well, I mean, that kid can't live a happy life without me, so I guess I have to be around. But anyway, I think more or less we've established who AJ was. I was working at Lucy in Disguise. I can't remember if I was still at Barnes & Noble or not. I know I was still at Sonic, because I never left Sonic until I left Sonic. That's about where I was at that point in my life. Timothy and I are not the same age. We're separated by like a year and a half, 2 years, depending on the date. But Timothy, where were you when you were 25?
I started grad school when I was 25. I feel like I talked about that probably too much in the last episode. But I was starting grad school shortly after I turned 25. I turned 25 in May and I started in August. I moved out of my parents' house for the second out of 3 times in my life. And I quit my job at HEB, where I had worked as a cashier for 2.5 years. And I moved to San Marcos, a small town between Austin and San Antonio, where the university that I went to grad school is. I guess those are the big things.
What about who you were as a person?
You did ask that, didn't you? I have a hard time putting into words how I was different than I am now. I think in certain ways I was more innocent. Not as innocent as I was when I was even younger than that, but there was a lot about the world and being an adult that I didn't really know. I was still sort of trying to figure out, who isn't? Even now I still am. But I was still trying to figure out who I was and what I wanted to do with my life. And, none of that has gone away. But I do feel a little more sure of myself now. As I've discussed before, when I got to grad school, I was terrified that I wouldn't make any friends. I was very timid and shy, which, again, still kind of am, but more so then. Yeah, that was pretty much me.
Okay. I realized I left something off of mine. I don't know that I was anti-love, but I think at that point didn't know that I would ever fall in love with anyone. I just didn't know that it would happen. And I think at that point sexually I wasn't getting around. I think that was in between slut phases. I'm kind of having trouble remembering for sure, but I'm pretty sure it was. Because I think that I had a big slut phase the next year. And I usually go like years in between them. So I'm pretty sure I was in a lull. I'm just going to have to drop the facade for a second and just tell people that I'm 31. Because I always think it's much more interesting to hear about, if someone's talking about how they've changed, I'd like to know how many years it's been. So it's an important note. It's been like 6-ish years. Again, depending on what part of the year we're talking about. So this is about 6 years ago for me. How old are you, Tim? How long ago was it for you?
I'm 32, so it was about 7 years ago.
Okay, cool.
Oh,
Sorry, we can cut that out. I was moving my foot and I made a weird noise. I made an AJ noise. They just happen. Oh my god, is it an old man noise? Have I been making old man noises this whole time?
It's not an old man.
I guess it's not. You're right. It's more like a baby noise.
Well, I didn't mean to infantilize it. I can't do your voice.
No, I feel like you didn't infantilize it. It's a ba-ba, and it's a baby sound.
It's endearing. When you were younger than 25, what did that mean? Did 25 mean anything to you? Like when you were younger than 25, did you see it as any sort of...
No, I mean, legally, at 25 you can rent cars. But other than that, it meant nothing to me because from the time I turned 18 until I was now, every year I've been like, father, because I'm just another year older now.
That's fair.
So it hasn't meant much more than any other age. That's why I got stuck at 22, because I'm like, no, I gotta get it right. Also, it's better for casting. They're like, we need someone who can play a teenager. And I'm like, I'm only 22. Of course I can.
You're going to be able to play a teenager until you're 50.
As far as looks, maybe. But if you tell a casting person your real age, they'll be like, oh, no, thank you. Even if you look the age that they want. Sometimes if you tell them your real age, they're like, oh, no.
I thought there was more to come after that. Oh, no.
No.
They're just like, oh, no.
Oh, no. Yeah, they bounce. They ghost you. I mean, it's funny, but no, that's what they do. They just stop replying. It works the same with men. You tell them your real age, and they also ghost you. So, like, that's not true. I don't lie about my age with men. I don't bother. Men age bother. What do I care? Unless they're going to pay me, in which case I'll lie. 25-year-old AJ and I still have that in common. We'll lie for money.
Do you think present day AJ would do more for money than 25-year-old AJ would? I don't mean in like a sexual way necessarily. I just mean
okay, then I don't know how to answer the question. I mean, I wouldn't like punch a baby or anything, but yeah, I'd probably, you know what, actually, he might have done more for money than present day AJ would have. Because present day AJ now is more like, I'm an artist. Because 25-year-old AJ was like, yes, I'll accept that. I'll accept that role. I'll accept that role too. I'll play that role. And present day AJ is like, that's not for me. You're paying how much? Let me think about it. No, it's not for me. What about you? Because like there was a time where I wondered if you would ever do food service, and that was like never anything you even considered.
I just think I would be really bad at it. I imagine I would burn myself constantly. It would not be good for anyone. It genuinely would not. I know my limitations. What can I say?
That's an important quality at any age. At every age.
Do you know your limitations, AJ? Do you have limitations?
I was like, I would need limitations to be able to know them.
That's fair.
I don't have very many.
That wasn't a serious question.
I was about to say I can't reach things in high shelves because I'm only 5'4", if anyone didn't know that. But that's also not really a limitation because it's not true. I reach things in high shelves all the time. I jump, I climb. I am very resourceful. When I was doing grocery delivery, you had to like find ways to get things from high shelves because if there wasn't a tall person around to ask for help, you had to get it done. Mm-hmm. So I guess I don't have any limitations. Wow. I'm really learning a lot about myself here.
You know, some people would say that ego is a limitation. I'm totally kidding.
Well, I would just kill those people. No limitations. Murder's on the table.
Oh, no.
I mean, like cannibalism for dinner. I don't know how you always bring us to these weird places, Timothy.
Me?
You're the one who, like, sets me off.
I don't even know what I did.
You asked me a question. And whose fault is that?
Well, on that note, do you think present day AJ or 25-year-old AJ would be more likely to try human meat?
I don't think either are very likely.
That's good.
If you and I were like stuck on Mount Everest and you died and I needed food, I'd probably eat you.
Why does that have to be me?
Because you're the one sitting in front of me.
Oh, man.
Well, the good news is we're never going to be on Mount Everest, so...
Not together.
Do you know how many people... Good one. Do you know how many people have died on Mount Everest?
A lot.
So many.
Yeah.
I don't remember the number, but like...
No, I don't either.
I was watching a YouTube video and I was like, what?
And they just have to leave the bodies there.
Exactly.
And they use them as landmarks.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would be really beautiful. I say beautiful on this podcast way too much. I think it would be a really amazing experience to see Mount Everest from base camp or something. I don't want to climb it.
Mm-hmm.
That's not my jam. But I would love to see it. It seems like a beautiful place. Damn it.
I don't know what the gamut was.
Because I keep saying beautiful.
Oh.
It's annoying. To me.
I was like, I hadn't noticed.
Well, thank you. I've actually mentioned the fact that I say it too much on the podcast before because I had said it too much in the travel episode.
Oh, right.
I kept calling every place I had ever been beautiful.
Yeah. Well, you don't know synonyms. That's okay. Sometimes I like to help Timothy by upsetting him to give him incentive to fix his problems. It's called being a good friend. Look it up.
What was the state of our friendship when, well, we weren't both 25 at the same time, but
Phone
in that
calls?
general era.
General era? Phone calls, because you were in San Marcos.
That's true.
It was like all phone calls. I remember calling you and bragging about how great I did in improv class.
I remember that, yeah. Were either of us 25 that one time when you woke up because a scorpion stung you? I think I was older than 25 by then. I don't think that was my first year
I
anymore.
think I was younger than 25 because I'm pretty sure I hadn't... Oh, yeah. No. There's a good chance it was pre-25 because it was before I had a bed. And I had a bed when I was 25.
Out of context, that sounds really funny.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and explain that. So y'all, see what had happened was, I think when I was 19, I decided to get rid of my bed because it was just taking up too much space in my room and I wanted to be able to film things. And so it was just easier to not have a bed, and so I just slept on the floor. And honestly, I think it was better for my back. Because when I did get a bed, my back started feeling not good. And I don't have back problems now, but I do still kind of think that I might sleep better on the floor than I do on this bed. But anyway, I got rid of my bed when I was 19, and then I didn't get a new one until somewhere around 25. My friend Jordan, hey Jordan, I don't think she's listening, but hey Jordan, when she and her husband, hey William, I don't think he's listening, but hey William, when they moved from Austin, they got rid of a bunch of their stuff, including Jordan's bed, and she knew I didn't have one, so she's like, if you want it, you can have it. So I took her bed. So there was like a 6-year period where I didn't have a bed and I was chill with that. But at that point I decided I needed a bed, both because I'd been stung in the face by a scorpion because I was sleeping on the floor, but also not that you can't get stung by a scorpion in your bed, which I think is actually scarier, but also because I was ready to get back into a slut phase. So I was like, oh, well, I should have a bed for like my gentleman callers. Anyway. Should I talk about the time I got stung in the face by a scorpion?
I mean,
So
when is it ever going to come up again?
It comes up more often than you think, I think. I've talked about it relentlessly on Facebook. That's not true. But I've talked about it at least on 4 different occasions on Facebook.
Okay.
Once in my own post, and then every other time is in someone else's post, because they talk about getting stung or something. But anyway, so I was sleeping, minding my own damn business, and then I woke up to the searing pain, and I realized it's because a scorpion had stung me in the bothering face. I was just laying there, minding my own business, probably like dreaming of like daffodils and puppies and bother, and then this beast from hell just like stung my face, and I was like, I'll see you there, and I trapped it. I didn't kill it, I just trapped it and then I let it go. But I can't remember what I trapped it in. I had bought something recently, so I had like a little plastic box that it came in.
Uh-huh.
And so I trapped it in that. I went to the mirror to go check my beautiful face, and I couldn't even tell where it had stung me, except that I could feel the pain. But I looked totally normal. And so I'm like, am I gonna die? So I called Timothy to ask if I was gonna die. Do you remember what time it was? It was 1 or 2 in the morning? Yeah. Because it was late, but it was also early, because I know we were on the phone until like real late, because you're a good friend. And so Timothy stayed on the phone with me to make sure that I wasn't going to die or anything. And I think it was somewhere around 4 or 5 in the morning that I was like, okay, I'm probably not going to die. So, thanks for chilling. Make sure the world knows my story. And then we hung up and I watched Buffy for a couple more hours to make sure I wasn't going to die. And then I didn't die. So that's that story. But it was not fun. Also, I feel like I'm revealing my age because I can't remember how much I Googled to see if I was going to die or anything, you know? The point is I didn't die.
Yes. AJ is still alive.
That's because evil doesn't die. I guess I'm more evil than that scorpion who attacked me out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I was minding my own damn business. I was in my own house, and this scorpion just comes in. Comes into my house. In my house, the scorpion came. Stung me in the face. What if I went to his house and stung him in the face? Little bitch wouldn't like it, I'm sure. Some people say my words are stinging.
Oh, that's accurate. I say that.
I'm people.
It's me. I'm people. AJ, what do you wish you could tell your 25-year-old self, if anything?
I think you should answer that first because I just told the whole story.
That's true. But I don't know.
Well, figure it out real fast.
I would tell 25-year-old me, and this is super rich coming from even current me, but not to worry so much about what people think, not to worry about being liked by everybody, to drink less and smile more. And not really, I smile all the time. But
That was
yeah.
a Hamilton reference.
Yes, it was a Hamilton reference. But yeah, I would tell myself to try to be less self-conscious and just be myself, and people will like me anyway. And don't take time for granted. I would try to tell myself to make better use of my time and not procrastinate all the time. Again, these are all very hypocritical things coming from current day.
Right.
Present day me. Also, I think I would tell myself to date more.
Oh, I like that for you.
Again, very rich coming from, born again virgin Tim at 32.
Is that because it's been so long for you? Is that why you're calling yourself a
Yeah,
born-again
that was
virgin?
the
Okay,
joke.
just making sure I got it.
Yeah.
Because Timothy's not getting it.
Anyway, I'm sure there are more things, but those are the first things that come to mind. If I think of any others, maybe if they're interesting, I'll bring them up. But...
Those are all real solid, Timothy.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
So,
I wish you knew that back then, too.
thanks, AJ.
I meant it kind of as an insult.
So have you thought of any for you?
I think I realized that I'm perfect the way I am.
I mean, I tried to tell you this.
But no, really, I don't think that there's anything I would tell 25-year-old AJ, because 25 is when I changed a lot. So, I didn't need to tell him anything. He was already about to learn it. You said the thing about procrastinating. The only reason I wouldn't tell that's 25-year-old AJ is because 21-year-old AJ was telling himself to stop procrastinating all the time. Anything like that I tried to tell 25-year-old AJ, he'd be like, bitch, I already know that. But the main thing, I think, something that changed in 25-year-old AJ, because I've always been pretty accepting of other people. Even if I didn't understand something, I was pretty open to it. I acknowledged. I might not understand it, but that doesn't mean that it's not true or that it's wrong. But when 25-year-old AJ, I'm not going to talk about it in this episode. I'll talk about it in another episode. But, he started dating someone, and within the few months that took place, he, changed in a way. And because it also overlapped with the birth of both my and 25-year-old AJ's great niece. So that overlapped with the dating. I hesitate to call it a relationship. It was a relationship, but it wasn't he was my boyfriend. It wasn't an exclusive thing. But, my great niece was born in the middle of that. And so, between those two things, 25-year-old AJ, had I call it a big shift because it was a big shift within myself. But, externally, it's probably not that big a difference. Because if you heard me describe 25-year-old AJ earlier, he was very similar to present-day AJ. Darkness, chocolate chip cookies, Dr. Pepper. Those are all the things I've ever needed. Cynical. Those are all the things I've ever needed. That's all I've ever really wanted. But then, I learned some new things.
Yeah, 25-year-old AJ and 31-year-old AJ just hit different. What?
31-year-old AJ is backhanded. And 25-year-old AJ was closed fist. Abuse is not funny.
No, it's not.
It's not. Just to be clear.
Damn. That's what it felt like.
Good, I'm so glad I didn't have to say it. If I could save a syllable every now and then, I will. Anyway, but yeah, so there's not really anything I can think of right now that I would tell him, 25-year-old AJ. I don't have any regrets about choices I've made, and I don't really necessarily, in any real way, wish that I'd done things differently. Because I believe that everything I've done, I did once I was ready to do it. So I don't feel like I could go back and tell 25-year-old AJ, hey, act even more. Hey, start working on YouTube more. Hey, quit Sonic. 25-year-old AJ wasn't ready to do any of that, so I can't go back and tell him that. Because I think that then he would have really bothered up. Part of why I needed to take a few years off from heavily pursuing acting in the beginning, the first couple of teen years and the first couple of 20s, the reason I needed that time away is because I was way too full of myself. I would not have been very nice or very fun to work with, I don't think. I think I needed that time away. Because I know that about myself then, that's how I think I know that 25-year-old AJ couldn't have been told to do the things that I wish he had started then. Because he wasn't ready. What's he gonna do? If you try something when you're not ready, you're just gonna bother it up.
Ah, that's so true.
It's not always true. It's different. Hear me out. Okay, just hear me out, y'all. So, because I also do things when I think I'm not ready. I was ready, but I thought I wasn't ready, you know? I just don't want people to think that they're like, oh, if I'm not ready to do that, then I shouldn't do it. Because sometimes it's like, no, you are ready, you're just scared, and that's not the same thing.
That's true.
Yeah, being scared and being not ready are not the same thing at all.
Mm-hmm. Fear serves an evolutionary purpose. I think we've talked about this on the podcast before. But at the same time, it's important to know when your fear is wrong.
Real talk. Like, if your fear is telling you not to walk down that dark alley because you're going to get murdered, maybe listen. Maybe listen.
Okay. I thought that was going to go in a different direction.
No, I'm not trying to get people murdered on the podcast.
Well, I thought you were being silly.
When have I ever been silly? Funny? Fantastic. Yeah, funny. Witty? Of course I've been witty. When have I ever been silly?
I think you just don't like the word silly.
I don't think that I do, and I think I've said it to you before.
Well, I wasn't thinking about that in the moment.
You weren't thinking about me?
No, I was thinking about you. I wasn't thinking about that one tiny aspect of your preference about the word silly.
What I'm hearing is that you don't care what I think.
I care very much what you think. Probably too much.
Okay, Timothy, you were yelling at me, and I don't think that I can handle that right now.
I'm sorry. I didn't think that I was yelling at you.
Okay, now I feel like you're condescending to me. And Timothy, I just do not. I do not think that I can keep going on with these jokes, Timothy. So let's move on, maybe.
Sounds good. Do you think that there's anything that 25-year-old AJ could teach you?
Ooh. That is a great question, but I also think that I don't remember him well enough. I don't know 25-year-old AJ well enough anymore. It's been so long, and I barely remember last week, AJ. So
he could probably tell you a lot of things.
I feel that's a great question. I think that there's got to be something that 25-year-old AJ had within himself, or he was doing, that present day AJ might benefit from. But I can't remember what that is. He was taking improv classes. That was good for him. Present day AJ isn't in any classes right now. What about you? 25-year-old Timothy. What's he got for 32-year-old Timothy?
I think I'm going to be sick. No. I think that he would tell him or teach him to paint with all the colors of the wind. I genuinely don't know.
Yeah.
I think that the answer is yes. You did not answer. You did not ask a yes.
It was not a yes or no question.
Not a yes or no question, but I mean, the answer to the implied question, could 25-year-old Timothy teach present day Timothy anything? The answer to that question is yes. I'm not sure exactly what it is. Mm-hmm. But I think it's an interesting thing to think about, and I wish I had thought of this question earlier, but I just thought about it in the moment. But I think it's an interesting question.
You think your question is interesting?
No,
That's wonderful.
I think it could be.
No, it's okay. Hype yourself up, bro.
I think it could lead to interesting conversations, but I think we would need more time to think about it.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah, real talk. Because, yeah, what I remembered of 25-year-old AJ was, the main things. And that's why I remember them so much more clearly. Mm-hmm. And also, honestly, because they're still pretty similar to present-day AJ.
Because in the grand scheme of things, we're not that far removed from 25. I mean, it was a while ago, but... Yeah. And we've changed a lot, and a lot has happened in our lives and in the world. Mm-hmm. But in a lot of ways, there are pieces of us that came with us and pieces of us that stayed.
Something we haven't talked about yet is what has changed within the world since we were 25. We've been very focused on ourselves, and there's a whole world going on around us, or so I've been told. I wouldn't really know because I've been stuck in my apartment for 10 months.
I was gonna say, it doesn't really feel like there's a whole wide world out there right now. But there is. It's true, there is. Yeah, I mean, I guess kind of a lot has changed in the past 6 or 7 years.
A lot has changed in the past 10 months.
Oh, that's true too.
Does anyone else need to scream into the void? Let's go. Just like 3 quick seconds. On the count of 3, we'll do 3 seconds. Everyone ready? 1, 2, 3. Off. Great.
That's very healing. Thank you, AJ.
Yeah, I hope that helps someone else out there. Oh, I'm rewatching Parenthood right now. It's a television show that was on from 2010 and 2015, in case anyone doesn't know. It revolves around 4 adult siblings and their kids and their parents. Like I said, it started in 2010, and in an episode from either 2010 or 2011, a couple of the siblings go to visit their oldest sibling at work, and he's on a video call with his boss, and they're like, oh, a video call. Oh, wow. They're making fun of him, but they're also kind of genuinely impressed. And I just thought it was funny that in 2010, they were like, wow, a video call. And now it's like, those are the only calls anyone's made all year. So that's definitely changed since we were 25. Not that we were 25 in 2010. That's not math. That's not math.
It's not. A whole presidency and a half have happened.
Oh, yeah. For you.
That's wild. Yes, for me. Yeah, gosh. At 25, I wouldn't have imagined all that had happened. I wouldn't have imagined what happened, any of what happened regarding that particular administration would have happened. Or that administration itself would have happened.
This is a reminder that Timothy cannot really say anything political because of his job.
Yes, this is true. Thank you, AJ. What else? I mean, COVID, obviously. That goes sort of without saying. The Russian annexation of Crimea. I mean, nobody saw that coming.
Yeah, those are words.
I was just trying to think of like news events that happened in the time.
No, I'm sure some of our listeners know what you're talking about. It went over my head, but like, I'm sure someone else knows. I'm not very smart.
That's, oh my goodness, that is inaccurate. Entirely inaccurate.
You're right, I'm super smart. I'm just real ignorant. Thanks for bringing it up. No, you've said enough.
Great. Good night, everybody. What else has changed, AJ?
Oh, I cannot think of anything. I mean, obviously technology is advanced, but I can't even think of like what else is new.
Yeah.
Other than like, you know, back then, I think I had a Samsung 3, and now I have a Samsung 9, but I think they're actually on, or a Galaxy 9. I think they're on Galaxy like 12 now, I think.
Yeah, because like I don't feel like there have been huge technological leaps since then. It's just been like gradual improvements.
Yeah. Well, cell phones I think have dual cameras now, and I don't think they had them in 2015.
Yeah, that's true. But like functionally, they just take better pictures now.
If you want to like reduce my life's work, that's fine, yeah.
How is that? What are you talking about?
Better quality video and photos are very important to me and my work.
I understand that, but it's not like...
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Tell me how I feel.
I'm not trying to tell you how you feel.
Oh, okay. Then tell me what I'm misunderstanding. Y'all, gaslighting Timothy is like the most fun thing. Is it emotionally damaging? That's not really my problem, but I don't actually gaslight him this much in real life. It's much worse.
Oh no.
I feel like I actually haven't like really gaslit you in a minute.
Off air, you're right.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Off air. Yeah, it's been a minute.
Not so much.
Yeah, I've been so tired, y'all.
You get it all out in these sessions, I feel like.
I guess so. Well, I feel like I've done it more this episode than I have in any other episode for sure. I can't remember doing it. Did I do it last episode?
No.
Okay, yeah, see, I feel like I don't do it on the podcast very often.
See,
are you gaslighting me?
That would again be you gaslighting me. Oh, AJ. We do have our fun.
I've gaslit so much, I don't even know who I'm gaslighting anymore.
Oh, man.
Gaslighting is not actually funny. In case that's like happening to you IRL, like just be aware. It is a weapon. Sociopaths use it.
I don't think we need to keep making these disclaimers because they... It just makes everything really heavy, and like I feel like people already know, but like we're also like laughing at the things, so like when you say it, it makes me look horrible. Because you just like decide when it's not allowed to be funny anymore. And then I'm out of that loop.
I don't think so. I think it's just that I happen to be talking. I don't think anyone's sitting there thinking, oh my god, was Timothy getting too serious about it? Did AJ have to pull him back? I think they're just thinking that I am suddenly telling them something they already know.
Oh dear. Oh man.
I don't think people are thinking about you when they listen to the podcast.
I mean, I am dead weight.
Oh, God. You could go back and tell 25-year-old Timothy that. I'm helping.
Yes, always.
Oh, God.
I love you, AJ.
Mm-hmm. It's been very fun reminiscing over who we were. I remembered more about 25-year-old AJ than I thought I would, but I still forgot significantly more than I wish I had. Do you feel like that's similar for you? Or?
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
Y'all, thank you so much for spending this episode with us and for spending other episodes with us.
Yes.
If not all 25 others. We appreciate it.
We certainly do.
So don't forget about that giveaway because we're super excited about it, y'all.
Yeah, we've been planning for it, and you know we thought about it long and hard, and we put it together.
And now it is ready and waiting for you. Head over to our Instagram if you haven't seen it yet today. The post for it will go up at, let's say noon, because that's when they usually go up. Should it go up earlier, do you think?
No, noon's good.
Okay, cool. Head over to our Instagram. The post will go up at noon, so if it's not noon yet, don't head over because there's nothing there for you.
Some restrictions may apply.
But that's also true. Head over to the Instagram and check out the giveaway, all the details for it, when it's over, how you can enter, how many times you can enter, what the prizes mean to us, and what they will hopefully mean for you. You will find all of that there waiting for you. We're super excited. Thank you for being with us. And if you have also enjoyed being with us as much as we've enjoyed being with you, leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. We'd really appreciate it. It's super helpful. And 5 stars also tells people that we are not trash. And subscribing and following also lets us know, and also algorithms, I think. I'm still learning. But it also lets the algorithms know that you want to hear more of us. So do that. And if you want to head over to our Ko-fi, you can help us pay off all the gifts that we're giving away. Ko-fi.com/can I bother you? Is it // I always get those two confused. Ko-fi.com/can I bother you? Because we're so excited to give you stuff, but we can't really afford to.
No.
I'm just kidding. And if you want to hear more jokes about being poor, you can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at AJReyesF13. And also check me out on YouTube because I make jokes about being poor and slutty there too. So, did I make jokes about being slutty earlier in this episode?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure. Timothy, where can they find you, Be a Prude?
Y'all can find me, Be a Prude, I guess, at TCJDB on Twitter, at Tomatillo88 on Instagram, and just search Timothy Dailey-Valdes on the Facebook. Also, if you would like for us to give away some advice to you, you can email us at botherus@canibotheryu.com, or you can slide into our Can I Bother You social DMs.
That's true. That was really nice.
Oh, thank you.
Give away advice? Because we were talking about our giveaway of items.
Also, don't forget to enter the giveaway. I know we've mentioned it like a billion times, but we're really excited.
Oh my god, y'all, we're so excited. Please enter. Please play with us.
We want you to win.
We want you to win both the giveaway and in life.
Oh, so true. So beautiful.
We should probably end the podcast before I tell everyone how much I hate everything.
Oh, there's that AJ we know and love.
Cool. Bye.
Bye, everyone.